Breaking news here this morning. Iran has reportedly launched a retaliatory attack on a U.S. airbase in Qatar. Meanwhile, son of the former Shah of Iran says he's ready to take over should Iran's Islamic regime collapse following the U.S. airstrikes on 3 of its nuclear facilities. KTLA's Jacqueline Sarkeesian in our newsroom now with the latest developments. Jacqueline, good morning.
Hi, Jess. Good morning to you as well. Yes, we're just getting information about what happened. Missiles were seen over Qatar as Iran targets U.S. forces. However, there is no word yet the extent of the damage as this information is just coming in. Meanwhile, Reza Pahlavi, the former son or the Shah of Iran, says he's not seeking political power, but rather helping the great nation navigate towards stability, freedom, and justice.
This regime is defeated, teetering on the edge of collapse, and must not be allowed to continue. I am here today to submit myself to my compatriots, to lead them down this road of peace and democratic transition.
A few moments later.
If this, in fact, effectively sets back the program and doesn't lead to wider escalation, the president seems to have accomplished all the objectives that he set out to achieve.
Of course. I told you yesterday I didn't think we were at war and that this represented a de-escalation of the situation. And that's exactly where we are with this flaccid Iranian response. In the words of the great boxer Roberto Duran, no mas, no mas. That's what Iran is saying after Israel has degraded their military capabilities and the president of the United States has taken away their ability to make nuclear weapons. This is capitulation, in my opinion, from Iran today, and it is a complete and total vindication of the Trump strategy, which was to let Israel beat these guys to a pulp. We show up and take away their nukes. Yes, let's have a deal now. I think it'd be great to have a deal with Iran about right now. This is not an escalation. This is a de-escalation.
Well, Trump promised escalation.
This is not
Trump promised escalation.
Bunker busting bombs is not an escalation.
Because well, she said President Trump promised us peace. I ask you, can we have peace if Iran has a nuclear weapon?
Well, we had a deal, and
you're litigating the past.
I'm not litigating the past.
Can we have peace if they have a nuclear weapon?
We had a deal. He's trying to get back into that deal. And he withdrew from that.
They were violating
and not only that, now he's trying to have another deal.
Bribery and appeasement does not work with terrorism.
Hold on.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're all having a great and wonderful day, because I know I am. I'm glad that we do not have to worry about this war in Iran, at least for now, because as of what we have here, there has been a ceasefire that has been going on, that has just been signed about an hour ago with Iran, and that means we don't have to go to war anymore. That's fantastic. You know, I was glad that this happened, and you know, we don't have to deal with the BS of Iran anymore and Israel. Now, I'm hoping as well that we stay out of Ukraine, we stay out of Israel, we stay out of Iran, we stay out of all foreign military and oppositions and stuff like that, and just deal and let them blow each other up. Now, you're going to say, oh, JMReports, that's pretty harsh. How could you say something like that? I'm like, listen, we're America first, and we need to focus on America things. We need to fix problems in our own country. We have so many issues. We have politicians being assassinated. We have, honestly, riots constantly breaking out. We have people being unalived in so many other situations. We have so many other issues in America right now that we have to solve, that we don't have time to deal with other people's affairs. It's just dumb. So I'm glad that's been going on here. And now that we have that out of the way, I'm going to be showing you guys a bit other stuff here. I'll kind of get to a bigger idea of what's been going on with the war and how this happened, because obviously, as I did a report before, we had it to where Iran did a retaliatory attack. It was nothing. It was whatever. They apparently announced the attack to the U.S. So like, hey, we're attacking you. Or the U.S. is like, okay. And so we getting the bombs and missiles, etc. Everything was fine. Nothing was destroyed. Everything was all good. So let's go to the bigger idea of what's happened here, and then including, let's go on to the actual ceasefire in itself from J.D. Vance, and this will explain a bit more.
White House, President Trump has just made a statement. Rich Edson.
Good afternoon, Martha. So the president taking to Truth Social just a short while ago, he says Iran has officially responded to our obliteration of their nuclear facilities with a very weak response, which we expected and have very effectively countered. There have been 14 missiles fired. 13 were knocked down. One was set free because it was headed in a non-threatening direction. I am pleased to report that no Americans were harmed and hardly any damage was done. Most importantly, they've gotten it all out of their system, and there will hopefully be no further hate. I want to thank Iran for giving us early notice, which made it possible for no lives to be lost and nobody to be injured. Perhaps Iran can now proceed to peace and harmony in the region, and I will enthusiastically encourage Israel to do the same. Thank you for your attention in this matter. The president also goes on to thank the government of Qatar for what it has done in seeking peace for the region. Regarding the attack today at the base in Qatar, I'm pleased to report that in addition to no Americans being killed or wounded, very importantly, there have been no Qataris killed or wounded. So the president indicating in that first post that he had on Truth Social there that he did get a heads up. The United States did get a heads up on this attack, according to the president. And then he's hoping that this is a bit of an off-ramp here, a way to de-escalate this whole thing. He says he's ready for peace. So Iran indicating with an attack on a hardened position in the Middle East that the U.S. got a tip-off from beforehand, or an indication that this attack was coming, is a way for Iran to say, we've settled the score here, nobody's gotten hurt, let's move forward. Let's see if there are conversations ongoing between the two governments or a way to try to end this conflict. The president also indicating that he's going to lean on Israel to do the same. We will see how all of this plays out, but those early indications coming from the president, who, according to his schedule, was meeting with his national security team and also meetings in the Situation Room with the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff and the Secretary of Defense, Martha.
Stunning.
To Truth Social and typed this. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire. Complete and total ceasefire is what he typed.
Yep.
What does that mean? How did it come about? What's the development here?
Well, we were actually working on that just as I left the White House to come over here. So that's good news that the president was able to get that across the finish line. I think what it means, Brett, is quite simple. First of all, the president, without, knock on wood, having a single American casualty, obliterated the Iranian nuclear program. We are now in a place where we weren't a week ago. A week ago, Iran was very close to having a nuclear weapon. Now, Iran is incapable of building a nuclear weapon with the equipment they have because we destroyed it. So that's a very, very big thing. Now, what that means, I think, is we have to talk to Iran and, of course, to Israel about what the future holds. Because while we have obliterated the Iranian nuclear program, our hope and our expectation is that they're not going to try to rebuild that program. And I think that's what the president is really trying to figure out here, is to build a long-term settlement here to where we can have peace in the region, where our regional allies and, of course, the American people, most importantly, can be secured, but where we can ensure that the destruction of the Iranian nuclear program that has already happened is not something.
So, yeah, that's what we have here. We have everything that's going good. We have the ceasefire in effect. The ceasefire is doing, we don't have to worry about wars, and now we can focus on ourselves. So, let's go to exactly what Trump has to say in his full actual post here. We have Gunther Engelman saying Israel and Iran are entering into a complete ceasefire. Thank you, President Trump. No more wars. I have even gone out and said that good, now no more wars. Keep us out of Israel, Ukraine, Iran, Ukraine, and focus on America. Time for peace. We're going to look to what he actually said here. And he has said, congratulations to everyone. It has been fully agreed by and between Israel and Iran that there will be a complete and total ceasefire in approximately 6 hours from now, when Israel and Iran have wound down and completed their in-progress final missions. For 12 hours, at which point the war would be considered ended officially, Iran will start the ceasefire, and upon the 12th hour, Israel will start the ceasefire, and upon the 24th hour, an official end to the 12-day war will be saluted by the world. During each ceasefire, the other side will remain peaceful and respectful. On the assumption that everything works as it should, which it will, I would like to congratulate both countries, Israel and Iran, on having the stamina, courage, and intelligence to end what should be called the 12-day war. This is a war that could have gone on for years and destroyed the entire Middle East, but it didn't and never will. God bless Israel, God bless Iran, and God bless the Middle East, and God bless the United States of America, and God bless the world. So that's what he has said here today. And good, all good. Now, here's the thing, guys. this is a ceasefire. It means the ceasefire can last for X period amount of time, all right? And that being said, it could be, a few months from now, a few years from now, who knows? But we will most likely have to deal with this again at some point in time with Iran. It's just a matter of time. We're going to have to deal with it. And at this point, it depends on how bad it gets. Hopefully that Iran is the one that is, it will face a whole complete regime change when it comes down to the people and not the people interfering. So we'll see how that goes. The people are going to have to decide on how Iran comes forth. And if they have to have a civil war, let there be a civil war. But it's Iran's problem. And until then, we'll see how that goes. And all things good and considered. And now, I am not going to praise and gloat Trump on having the war or dropping down the bombs, all right? I am not going to have him going to do that for him at all. Not in the slightest. I think we didn't even get into this war. I don't think we had to do anything at all. I think we were completely fine. But nonetheless, he got the ceasefire done. So that is at least something we can congratulate him on, at the very least on that. Congratulate him on the thing that he did do, which was good, which is to make a ceasefire. But the wars and the bombs is not good. Like I said, I would be more for the actual bombing of Iran if we actually had full information on whether or not they did have nukes or preparing to do nukes, but that's all up in the air. So again, I want actual full information on that before I can say, okay, no, Trump was completely in the right in doing this because, of reasons. We can't go off of what ifs. We can't go to what she said, he said. We have to have political proof. And if they knew, especially after this, since they know, I think the Trump could at least tell us, okay, here's the actual, all the data, the information on how much radium or whatever, or uranium that they were making and stuff like that, and this is with their nukes. This is what they had here, right? This is what they were doing. Then I'll be completely fine. But until then, I can't congratulate Trump on that whatsoever. But other than that, ceasefire is good. This is amazing, and I like to see it. I know you love to see it because if you're for war, you're not going to be very fond of this channel because I don't do war on this channel. So yeah, again, guys, this is amazing. Let's celebrate while we can. So that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends. And until then, no wars.